The Beckhams just had their dirty laundry aired out for the whole world to see. And trust me, you're not ready for what went down at that wedding. So you probably know David and Victoria Beckham as this perfect power couple, right? Football legend, fashion icon, beautiful family, the whole package. But their oldest son, Brooklyn, just dropped a bombshell that's making everyone question if any of it was real. And the craziest part? It all started with a dance at his wedding that left his bride crying in the bathroom. Let me tell you exactly what happened. On January 19, 2026, Brooklyn Beckham posted a 6-page statement on Instagram that basically set the internet on fire. We're talking about one of the most famous families in the world, and their son just exposed everything. Now, this isn't just some celebrity drama where someone's mad about not getting enough attention. This is serious stuff. Brooklyn's claiming years of control, manipulation, and a wedding day that turned into a nightmare. Let's go back to April 2022. Brooklyn Beckham is marrying Nicola Peltz, who, by the way, comes from serious money. Her dad, Nelson Peltz, is a billionaire businessman, so this isn't some girl looking for fame or fortune. She's got her own family wealth. The wedding was massive, held at the Peltz family estate in Palm Beach, Florida. 500 guests, Mark Antony performing. The whole thing was supposed to be this fairy tale moment. But here's where it gets messy. According to Brooklyn, his mom, Victioria, allegedly canceled making Nicola's wedding dress at the last minute. Picture this, you're a bride, your mother-in-law is a fashion designer, she promises to make your dream dress, you're excited, everything's planned, and then boom, 11th hour she backs out. Brooklyn claims Nicola had to urgently find a new dress. She ended up wearing Valentino, which is beautiful, but that's not the point. The point is the promise was broken. Now, Victoria's camp said at the time that her team just couldn't do it. They didn't have time. But Brooklyn's claiming it was intentional, part of a pattern of trying to ruin his relationship. And this was just the beginning of the wedding drama. The most shocking part of Brooklyn's statement is what allegedly happened during the reception. You know how the first dance is supposed to be this romantic moment between the bride and groom? Well, according to Brooklyn, that got hijacked too. He claims that Mark Antony called him to the stage, and instead of his wife, Nicola, waiting there for their planned romantic first dance, his mom, Victoria, was standing there instead. Brooklyn says Victoria allegedly danced very inappropriately on him in front of all 500 guests. He wrote that he'd never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in his entire life. Multiple sources have confirmed that Nicola actually left the room crying during this incident. Can you imagine? It's your wedding day, what's supposed to be one of the happiest moments of your life, and you're in the bathroom crying because of what just happened. This apparently affected them so badly that Brooklyn and Nicola ended up renewing their vows in August 2025, just so they could have good memories of a wedding celebration. Think about that for a second. They had to redo their wedding because the first one was that traumatic. But the drama didn't stop at the wedding. Brooklyn claims his parents allegedly tried to get him to sign away the rights to his own name before the wedding. He says they repeatedly pressured him and even attempted to bribe him. He wrote that his holdout affected their payday and they never treated him the same since. Now, we don't know exactly what this means, but it sounds like there was some kind of business deal involving the Beckham name, and Brooklyn wasn't having it. During the wedding planning, Brooklyn says Victoria allegedly called him evil just because he and Nicola wanted to include their nannies at their table. His nanny, Sandra, and Nicola's nanny, both women who helped raise them, were going to sit with them because neither had their husbands. Victoria allegedly wasn't happy about the seating arrangement and went as far as calling her own son evil over it. Brooklyn also claims that the night before the wedding, members of his family told him that Nicola was not blood and not family. On the night before his wedding. Let that sink in. The problems kept going after the wedding too. When David Beckham turned 50 in May 2025, Brooklyn and Nicola were noticeably absent from all the photos. But here's the thing. Brooklyn says they actually flew to London for the birthday. He claims they sat in their hotel room for a week trying to plan quality time with David, but were rejected. He says his dad refused to see them unless it was at the big birthday party with hundreds of guests and cameras everywhere. And when David finally agreed to meet, allegedly it was under the condition that Nicola couldn't come. Brooklyn called it a slap in the face. Then there's the issue with his brothers. Brooklyn claims his brothers allegedly sent him to attack him on social media before they ultimately blocked him last summer. Cruz said in December that Brooklyn had blocked the family, but Brooklyn's version is that his brothers blocked him first. Throughout all of this, Brooklyn says his mom allegedly repeatedly invited women from his past into their lives in ways that were clearly meant to make both him and Nicola uncomfortable. Think about how weird that is, your own mother inviting your ex-girlfriends around just to make your wife feel bad. One of the most heartbreaking parts of Brooklyn's statement is when he talks about anxiety. He says he grew up with overwhelming anxiety his whole life, but for the first time since stepping away from his family, that anxiety has disappeared. He wrote that he wakes up every morning grateful for the life he chose and has found peace and relief. Brooklyn's main point throughout all of this is that the narrative about Nicola controlling him is completely backwards. He says he's been controlled by his parents most of his life. He claims that for his entire life, his parents have controlled narratives in the press about their family. He calls out the performative social media posts, the family events, the inauthentic relationships, saying it's all been part of the life he was born into. He wrote that his family values public promotion and endorsements above all else, that brand Beckham comes first, and that family love is decided by how much you post on social media or how quickly you drop everything to show up and pose for a family photo, even at the expense of professional obligations. That's a heavy accusation. He's basically saying his parents care more about their image than their actual relationships. Now, David Beckham did respond. Kind of. He appeared on CNBC and talked about social media without directly addressing Brooklyn's claims. He said kids make mistakes on social media and you have to let them make those mistakes. He also mentioned how he uses his platform for UNICEF and good causes. Some people saw this as him taking the high road. Others saw it as dismissive, like he was calling his 26-year-old son's serious allegations just mistakes. Sources close to the situation told media outlets that everything Brooklyn said is true, and that it's too late for reconciliation, at least for now. One source said Brooklyn's had enough. This whole situation reminds people of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's split from the royal family. You've got a famous British family, a son who married someone they allegedly don't approve of, accusations of media manipulation, and a very public fallout. The comparisons write themselves. What makes the situation different from regular family drama is that the Beckhams built an entire empire on the image of being a perfect family. For over 20 years, they sold this ideal of supportive parents, ambitious kids, and seamless togetherness. That wasn't just their personal life, it was their brand. When your whole business is built on family unity and your oldest child publicly rejects that narrative, it shakes the foundation of everything. Industry experts are saying this could permanently affect the Beckham brand because it's not coming from a tabloid or an outsider, it's coming from inside the family. Brooklyn has instructed his parents to only contact him through lawyers now. He's made it clear he does not want to reconcile with his family. Whether you believe everything Brooklyn says or think there's another side to the story, one thing's clear. This isn't getting fixed with a simple apology or a nice Instagram post. This is years of built-up tension finally exploding into public view, and the Beckham family as we knew it might never be the same again. What do you think about all this? Subscribe for more. Bye.